We're going off planet with some of these deals, boys. You are good to take off Platinum Trophy 1. Guys, I'm still up here. Is anyone gonna help me down? I thought it'd be fun looking at the planetary discounts. Now I just want to come back down to Earth. I don't want to be up here anymore. Yeah, hindsight, it was probably a mistake sending him to space. Will we be able to get him back down again? Or is he just up in space now? I have no idea. I don't know how space works. I don't even know how we got him up there in the first place. I don't know. Maybe we could get E. George to do the show while he's up in space until he gets back.
I can't do this.
Okay, that's a no to E. George. So do you have any idea what we're gonna do now? Is there any way to get him back? I have one plan, but it's very experimental. We've been working on this Platinum Trophy machine for a while now. It hasn't been quite ready to roll out yet, but it does have a feature in it where we can time travel. And maybe we can use it to go and find a different version of Josh to replace the current version of Josh until we can get that Josh back from space. What? A time machine? Well, that seems equally as ridiculous and unplausible as anything else on this YouTube channel. I think it will go and rescue trophy hunting Platinum Trophy Josh. You know, when he was making the trophy guides, the content was a lot better back then. So basically just put in the coordinates here on the machine, and then we spin this little dial here, and don't forget there are no difficulty trophies on this game, so you don't have to worry about playing through on multiple playthroughs or... What is going on? Whoa, whoa, whoa! This is so stupid. Welcome to the future, Josh. So, it's the year 2021. Ah, it worked! And what exactly happened to the other version of me? Here's the thing, we accidentally sent Josh to outer space for a deals video, but we still need a host to host the YouTube channel, so we thought maybe you could help. Okay then. So how does Josh normally do these things? I don't know, he just sort of talks about games that he likes for like 20 minutes and then kind of uploads them. Okay then, I guess we're gonna talk about a bunch of games that are on sale at the moment then. I mean, yeah, make more trophy content if you want to, I don't really care. You can do whatever you want with the channel. It's kind of your channel now. I've pulled a bunch of games together that are on the current PlaYStation Store sale that I think are good games that are worth checking out. They're not necessarily the most discounted stuff, but I think there's a bunch of stuff here that you guys are going to enjoy, so let's have a talk about them. The first one up is Dead Rising 4 Frank's Big Package. This is probably the worst iteration in the Dead Rising franchise, but a really fun franchise to explore, more full of zombies, open world, hack and slash. You've got these, you can use kind of any weapon that you want in the mall. You can hit zombies with a chair or a knife, and it's just dumb, simple, fun. And honestly, that is just what makes this franchise so great. It's not the best iteration of the franchise. It is definitely the most accessible, and for younger gamers who haven't played the previous ones, which are honestly a little bit tough, this is probably a perfect place to start. Dragon Age Inquisition is discounted down as well. This is the Game of the Year edition, so it does come with some additional content. A really, really awesome Western RPG here, and a game that I would recommend to anyone who's recently finished maybe The Witcher or something like that, looking for that next Western RPG to play. Think along the lines of maybe Fallout as a Western RPG, The Witcher, and Dragon Age Inquisition fits into that space perfectly. A great one here to check out. The original Resident Evil game, along with pretty much every Resident Evil game, is discounted here too. $5 for the original, and this is a great place to go and check out the Resident Evil franchise, especially if you've recently played Resident Evil 8 in first person, maybe you've played Resident Evil 5 in third person on Resident Evil 4, but you've never played the isometric ones. This is a great one to go back and check out. It has been remastered and kind of remade and enhanced from I believe the GameCube edition of this game, and it's great. It's a really, really fun nostalgic trip. It's only going to take you a couple of hours to complete, and for $5, it's a really good price to jump in and do that. Bully, which is one of Rockstar Games, the creators of Grand Theft Auto's less known games that they developed. This one here has a bit of a cult following with people my age because they have really, really nostalgic feelings of playing it. I actually have played this game in 2021, and it's definitely not as good as I remember it being. But basically you play a high school bully. You have to go and attend classes, you have to do missions, you have to do crimes. Very similar to Grand Theft Auto, but without all the killing. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto High School Edition. But honestly, it is actually still a ton of fun. It's just not as good as maybe some of us older gamers remember it being. I still do recommend going and checking it out though, because it does give you a different take on what Rockstar are capable of, and hopefully if enough people buy it, we will get a sequel to this one day. Titanfall 2, which is one of the most underrated first-person shooters of all time. Honestly, Titanfall 2 was such a phenomenal game, mixing together the Call of Duty fast-paced combat with mech combat in a way that was just so seamless with both a single player campaign and a multiplayer campaign that basically nobody played because it came out a week after Battlefield 1 and a week before the Call of Duty game that year. Kind of sending it out to die, unfortunately, between these other two titans. And sadly, the developer has now moved on to making Apex Legends, which is great for Apex players, but not so good for people like us who enjoy Titanfall. Check this one out, you will not be disappointed. Need for Speed Rivals, the very first Need for Speed game that came to the PlaYStation 4. This was a launch title on the PS4 as well, so it is a little bit dated. You're getting a really, really solid action racing game here that is not sim-based, completely arcade-based racing, and it is a lot of fun. If you're a co-op guy and you want to play a game with a friend, A Way Out is a great option for that. A Way Out is a EA game that was launched a couple of years ago about two guys escaping from prison. It's very much narrative focused, but it's a phenomenal game and a fantastic experience. And the great part about it is only one person needs to own the game for two people to play it. You play through the whole game in split screen, but you can play it online as well, which makes things really different and unique. If you want to play it with a buddy, you can purchase this game. They can download the free client and then you enter each other's codes in and you can link up and play together. Great experience here, and I highly recommend this for anyone who wants to play a game co-op, either split screen or online. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is discounted. This game doesn't get discounted super frequently. I wanted to include it here because it is one of the pillar highlights of the Grand Theft Auto franchise. I think this is the best Grand Theft Auto game that came out during that PlaYStation 2 era of gaming, and it would be remiss of me to not include it in a video like this, especially when it's discounted. They have all the Grand Theft Auto games included on the PlaYStation Store now for you to pick up. They are a little bit older because they're simply just PS2 ports, but they're great games and highly, highly worth your time. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is discounted down. This is the complete edition, so it comes with all the additional content and DLC. I believe this is the first time the full Game of the Year edition has been $10. Normally it's around 12 or 15 with all the content. Good price for this one here. Anytime The Witcher gets to that $10, $7 price point, definitely worth checking out. You're getting hundreds of hours of content here, and if you like Western RPGs, in fact, if you like any kind of RPGs, JRPGs, RPGs, The Witcher really stands on its own as a pinnacle of what an RPG can be. Now, sadly, CD Projekt Red have fallen from grace in more recent times, but it doesn't diminish the fact that The Witcher is a phenomenal game. Yakuza 0 is discounted down to $5, along with a lot of the other Yakuza games as well. I singled out 0 because I think this is a good place to start your Yakuza franchise journey, especially if you haven't played one of these games in the past. Great option here for someone jumping into the franchise, someone who's new to it, but pretty much every single Yakuza game is available now on the PlaYStation 4 from the beginning all the way through to the latest one. So if you want to jump into Yakuza, it's a great time to do it this generation. The EA Family Bundle is $4.39, and this includes Need for Speed. This is the live action Need for Speed game. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which is fantastic, and Unraveled as well. Three really great games here for $5. I think this is a great deal, especially for anyone looking for, quantity of things to play. Garden Warfare is a really cool third-person shooter, competitive third-person shooter with single-player component as well. Unravel is a 2D platformer, and then Need for Speed being an arcade racer. This really does give you a bit of scope for everything. Metro Redux is discounted as well. This is the first two Metro games. I can't remember the names of them are, but the first two Metro games that came out on the PS3 and the 360 are discounted down here together. You're getting two games for this price, which is great. These do get discounted pretty frequently as well, but if you're looking for a first-person sort of survival type game to play, these are good options. XCOM 2 is discounted to $15. It's a little bit higher than what I would normally include in one of these videos, but it's a really, really solid game here. But XCOM 2 is one of those games that kind of hasn't really been replicated to the degree of XCOM. A top-down strategy style game that's really hardcore with permadeath elements and things like that. XCOM 2 does stand alone off to the side, kind of unrivaled by other games. I guess there are some similar games on PC, but in terms of PlaYStation, I don't think there is another one that kind of rivals the quality of XCOM. Ape Escape is discounted as well, along with a bunch of other PS2 games like we've kind of already mentioned. Ape Escape 2 has a really special place in my heart. I love this franchise to death, and for $5, I would love for some of you guys to check this out as well. It's classic mascot platforming. You've got to catch monkeys with a net, and it has a really unique control scheme with using the analog stick to control your weapon on the one side, and then using it to control your character on the other side rather than the camera. It does some stuff differently and wacky and weird. Great game from Japan Studios here, and sadly we'll probably never see another one of. DMC Devil May Cry, and this is probably a bit of a controversial one. A lot of people didn't like this game, but hear me out. I think DMC actually had some fantastic gameplay in it, even if the story elements weren't up everyone's alley. I think this was a really good opportunity for newcomers to the Devil May Cry franchise to jump in and enjoy this game, and I'm a massive Devil May Cry fan from way back when, and I really enjoyed this game as well, enjoying both the new sort of reboot, which will never get continued, as well as the original series, both in their own right. This game had really smooth gameplay, and it brought Devil May Cry into the 21st century, because it was honestly an old school PS2 game. And while those games are still great, they are a little bit tough to play. And there you go, a bunch of games that I highly recommend from the PlaYStation Store sale that is currently going at the moment. This one runs till the end of July. Go and check it out and let me know in the comments which games you're going to be picking up from this sale as well. Hopefully you enjoyed your new host. I'll see you in the next one. Patreons, it is that time again. Thank you, each and every one of you popping up on the screen here for supporting me this month on Patreon. It is thanks to all of you that we can keep these lights on in the back of the studio. Without you, the lights wouldn't be on. So thank you so much for that. If you want to support me further on Patreon or as a channel member, you can hit the join button directly below this video on YouTube, or the link in the description down below to go over to Patreon and help support the channel. Thank you guys, you're all legends.